what it is, your boy Q with Vision IView TV here on YouTube, and of course, multiple other platforms like Twitch. And eventually, we'll bring this interview over onto TikTok, cut it into like nice little small segments, hopefully get some traction, and then eventually on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. First things first, huge shout out and let the red carpet be rolled out to every single one of you guys and gals out there. Constantine, God bless you. Jen, God bless you. I know not a multitude of people will be here right away. I know a few other people will eventually show up here and there, whether it be to say hi, whether it be to stay for the length of the actual interview. Regardless, we are both thankful and grateful for your presence and all that good stuff. So, that being said, I'm going to introduce a man who needs no introduction because he is part of the Vision IView TV team, and most of you already know him to some extent. Um, but before I present him and bring him on for his side of the story of how he released this album and how he's releasing the songs little by little. I want to let everybody know that I have been helping release these tracks on this channel, and also bringing them over to TikTok. So if anybody has TikTok accounts, make sure you're following us over there on TikTok, Vision IView TV, lower or underscore JDQ, and you're gonna see all the clips that I've made so far about the songs. That being said. We have Mr. 3RDBORN from 3RDBORN Media, aka 3B, right here with me. 3B, God bless. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you want to say a few words before I start questioning away, you're more welcome to do so.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you having me again. It's been a minute. A lot of you guys may have known me as Jay the producer from back in the days. 3RDBORN has always been like my name that I've always used for like years. I'm ready to get into it.
Awesome. All right, so I had the pleasure and the honor of having you leak these tracks to me that night we went to go see Mortal Kombat. You said, hey, I want you to, like, you were very adamant too. You were like, I want to show you these songs. Like, I need to show you these songs like ASAP before we do anything else. So I could tell that you were like really excited about the work that you put into it. And we're gonna get to that in a second. But I noticed the theme of the album is somewhat of like a cinematic take from the eyes of some of the characters of the book of Genesis. Would I be correct to assume that, or am I being a little, too deep about that?
No, you're not wrong. It's definitely kind of a cinematic retelling of the creation story or of Genesis, the name of the album. So you're not wrong. Some songs are done through the eyes of the characters in Genesis, and then some songs are also done through like just a human being, mankind perspective.
Okay. So that being said, did you before you actually finish these songs and like put them together the way you did? And wrote the lyrics and all that. Is that something that you had in mind, like in advance before you like finalized them, or was it something that came to be as you were like, going through the process of like making these songs?
So we have to go back like years, right? 18, 19, 20 years from today, right? Back when we was recording in the room, it was like 5 or 6 of us. When we broke, you remember that one?
Of course. Who could forget that hit classic?
Right. Back when I was like actively writing and listening to beats and trying to record, um, and life hits you, and you still in the background, you're listening to beats and you're writing down, you're putting your notes together and this, that, and the third. But you have a kid and you got to provide and you go to work and you do all these things. Um, so I would say this is probably a compilation of song ideas, lyrics, um, of just like 19, 18 years of just sitting on my phone, um, waiting to just be recorded. You know,
Okay.
I've always known like, um, my older music was very secular, right? But as I matured and I grew older and I started reading the word, I knew that I wanted to be more focused on 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 that side of music creation. And the this album really came together because it's um like almost like a beginning for me, you know.
Interesting.
And so it's like, two birds, one stone. In the beginning, God created light, and then I just kind of went down that path, you know.
That's
Does that
awesome.
make any sense?
I love that. I love how like it's called Genesis primarily because it's like you said the retelling of the most important iconic moments in Genesis in a cinematic way, but it's also a brand new start for you. And that alone, the fact that it has dual meaning is exciting. It's fresh. It's a fresher breath air, breath of fresh air, and it's nice. It's nice to see that it has like that dual meaning. We are gonna like put the songs in about a minute or two, but I do want you to explain to the people out here, because I know there's going to be some, criticism to some level, right, about certain aspects of the songs and the recordings and all that. I want you to explain to the people, whether it be, you know, people that are already supporting you, right, like myself, and people that on TikTok that are already supporting it and sharing it, and people who are potential like supporters or quote unquote fans, the actual process, because um, we do have to be honest, right? We do have to be honest. And while it is 100% your lyrics, right, and 100% like your voice, there are other aspects that you did use technology to help you, kind of like speed things up or like
One
polish them.
100%, 100%. I tell people all the time, AI is a tool, right? And we're only as good as the tools that we use to make things.
Right on, right on.
So sorry, someone just opened the door. Right. So AI is a tool, and it's up to us as human beings to use that tool. Um, I'm never one of those people. I'm not anti AI nor am I pro AI, but I do see it for what it is. Um, it's a way for us everyday people to be able to create things on a production level without selling out to the music industry or without selling out your morals or your convictions. You can create what you want to create and put it out there for the world to see. um, and so yeah, I did utilize AI in order to make this album. I mean, I don't know too many artists out there that'd be willing to work with me with some of the vocals that are on this album,
Right.
um, lyrically wise. It's that's me, but I sure as heck can't sing, you know. um, I try, but I wasn't blessed with a singer's voice.
Right. So like for example, I want to like clarify to people, like as far as like the rapping and all that part, it is you, right? to
Yeah,
some degrees and levels, it is you, and
right.
I would even dare say closer to the 100% side versus the
It's a good 80-20.
80.
Because I'm not a full-fledged producer. The AI has understanding of producing, and it'll put in there, it'll blend my vocals with the AI's vocals and in and out, in order to get the sound right.
Okay. And then yeah, of course, obviously when it comes to like the voice of like the chorus and the hooks and all that, that's where you say, since I can't do that, that's where I'm going to use AI to help me out, to where it's like it's how I want it to sound. It's just not me in that moment. It's like somebody. It's like a little decoration part of the
It's
film.
like it's like auto tune on set to 10,000.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay. All right. So, is there any specific order that you want me to show the songs, or you want me to just
Um,
chronologically?
let's just go down the list chronologically, because just so we can put it out there. Like every song is going to start releasing like every 6 hours. So if you ever notice, um, I dropped the very first song, "Let There Be," at 6 o'clock yesterday, and then every 6 hours from then another song, and it's very deliberate, because on the sixth day God created man. You know,
Oh man, I got goosebumps, bro. Yo, hand to God, I got goosebumps when you said that.
right? The the
That's
the
dope.
only the only song that is not gonna drop at 6, it'll drop at 9, is the very, very last song in the album, which to me is my absolute favorite. Um, but yeah, the first song, um, it's just so that I can break it down. It's really about a moment like when light enters darkness. Let there be, right. It's like everybody has had moments in their life where you feel lost, numb, disconnected, maybe. um and then sometimes, you you know at least with me, reading through the Bible and just seeking and searching, you find your way out. You find that light in it. And that's really how I came to putting this one together.
And we're playing the full thing, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sounds good. All right, here we go. This is "Let There Be" by 3B.
Yeah. I was lost in the dark so long. I forgot what the light felt like. Let there be light. Cold nights, ceiling fans feeling. World loud, still feel missing. Pressure built, chest tight, can't breathe. Everybody talk, nobody hear me. I've been fighting thoughts all week. Eyes low, barely getting sleep. Somewhere in the dark, I felt change. Like the void finally learned my name. I've been drowning inside my mind, trying to leave the old me behind. Now the pressure turning to light, like something woke up inside tonight. So let me light inside of me tonight. I've been living in the dark too long, trying to find where I belong. Let there be peace, let these chains release. If I'm falling through the sky tonight, just promise me the stars to shine. Walking through the fire, hands tied, trying to stay alive through the high tide. Every scar got a story deep inside. Every loss left a hole I still hide. Lately feel the whole world numb. Everybody want love, nobody trust. Everybody want truth till it finally come. Then they run back to the dark when they get too much. But I can feel something calling out, like the universe trying to pull me out. Maybe broken soul still worth something now. Maybe all this pain had a bigger route. So let there be light inside of me tonight. I've been living
too long, trying to find where I belong. Let there be peace, let these chains release. If I'm falling through the sky tonight, just promise me the stars still shine. Somewhere beyond the darkness, something's still calling me. Somewhere beyond the darkness, let there be light. Let there be light.
So I gotta say, man, I gotta say, so I love almost all the songs that you've shown me or that you've already released. I love all of them, but I think the one that is easiest to remember and is easier to like follow along with is probably that one. Especially the hook and the choir vocals help make it memorable. What's your favorite part about that song?
Oh man, it's got to be the way on the very first verse where you kind of hear my voice kind of almost start to sing, right?
Hmm.
That's where I hang up on, because it's like, me as a person, like I can't sing. um I try, but when I see the AI being able to balance my vocal and make it sound like almost audible to the ear, and by that I mean, oh man, that actually sounds pretty nice.
Right.
That's honestly my favorite part of it. The hook is obviously amazing. I would never be able to give that song any kind of justice on the hook. It doesn't matter how much auto tune you put on me. I'm not hitting those notes, bro. It's not happening.
All right, so wait, before we go to the next song, like, so do you think like if you gave somebody else who is good with vocals, and said, hey, like if they came to you, right, and they showed you what they can do and they could match more or less what you have on the track, what are the chances of you being open to an actual like collaboration with someone
Oh
else who's
yeah,
willing to help you with that?
100%, 100%. Because you see, I've got Pro Tools, right? And so the mixture between Pro Tools and the AI that I'm using, um, you can pull vocals in, you can pull vocals out, you can mix and match, you can blend, you can do the whole 9 yards. So if I ever come across somebody that can do justice to that hook, like 100%,
Fantastic,
by all
fantastic.
means, take it.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, all right, that's good. Um, we're gonna move on to track number two, which is personally one of my ultimate favorites, and one of the ones I'm pushing the most, only because I'm a lot of like a hopeless romantic type, and so this is like a romantic type vibe track, and yeah, this is "Dust and Breath" by 3B on the album Genesis.
Yeah, you ever feel like somebody changed your whole world just by standing next to you? Warm air moving through the trees tonight. Stars hanging low, everything feel right. I've been walking through the silence all my life. Then your hand touched mine and something came alive. Now the rivers sound different when you speak, and the sunrise hit my skin differently. I've been staring at the sky, searching for peace. Then somehow your soul found mine in the deep. Maybe we were written somewhere in the stars. Two lost pieces, finding out who we are. Dust and breath, nothing more, nothing less. Still somehow you make this whole world feel infinite. Late night skies, light reflecting in your eyes. Girl, you make the silence feel alive tonight. Dust and breath, skin and soul against my chest. If tomorrow changes everything, tonight we still exist. Soft winds dancing through the night air. Every time you laugh, it feel like light there. And I know forever probably not fair, but right now I don't see nothing I should fear. No shame, no fear, no darkness underneath. Just two souls learning what it means to breathe in the world so quiet, laying next to me like the stars themselves, listening while we dream. If tomorrow brings a storm we can't escape, tonight let's stay inside this moment while it's safe. Dust and breath, nothing more, nothing less. Still somehow you make this whole world feel infinite. Late night skies, light reflecting in your eyes. Girl, you make the silence feel alive tonight. Dust and breath, skin and soul against my chest. If tomorrow changes everything, tonight we still exist. For a moment, everything felt untouched.
So on that one, what I really like is that it really does easily paint a picture of Adam and Eve, like at the Garden of Eden, with like that first part of the song, and towards the end of it, it kind of gives a hint, like towards the tail end of the song, it gives you like a hint, the listener, about like how he says, for a moment everything felt untouched,
Yeah.
and it's alluding to the fall in the following
Right.
tracks.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
thought that was genius.
So yeah. So the thought in my mind was like, hey, it's Adam and Eve. You know, you got to remember, like in Adam he was lonely,
Right.
right? He was. God came, was like, name all the animals, find yourself a help me, and couldn't find it. You know,
Right.
you know, all the creations that he made, no, wasn't good enough for Adam, right? And then God was like, I got an idea. Created woman, right? And you can only imagine, like myself, when I met my wife, it's just like, oh wow, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's kind of how I approach that second one, because you know he breathed into the breath of life, and you know we came from dust. All that came together that way. It's all in all, like it's a great sounding song altogether. I couldn't tell you which one of the two I prefer over the other, because I do like Let There Be.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have like the next one we're getting ready to play. Like I really love the sound of it. And then there's other ones on there that I haven't released yet. There are some on there where it's just like it's kind of a throwaway, but it's part of Genesis, and I wanted to retell the story. But you're right. This is more of a human. It's more. It's almost secular if you weren't paying attention and you knew what I was talking about.
Facts. All right. That being said, this is a Serpent Tongue. Here we go. Let me restart it so they can hear it.
You're not gonna die. You're gonna finally feel something. like a friend, didn't come like a threat. Spoke so soft and so low, like you knew me the best. Said you been playing it safe, said you ain't really lived. Said the rule that they gave you is a cage, not a gift. Said one taste, just one taste, and your eyes gonna clear. You'll be more than you were, you'll be God around here. And it never raised his voice, never had to just lean. Painted everything I had like it wasn't enough clean. And the warmth that I knew got rewritten as small, like the garden was a leash and the wall was a wall. So I reached, cause the lie was the face of a need. And the sweetest thing I tasted was the first thing to bleed. Sweet on the tongue, sweet on the tongue. Tell me what I'm missing till the missing's all I want. One bite and the whole thing's done. Serpent on my shoulder, got a serpent tongue. Now the taste is in my mouth and it's nothing like it said. Got the knowledge, got the weight, got the code inside my head. First thing that I noticed, I could see that I was bare. First thing that I wanted was to hide and not be there. Funny how the voice went quiet soon as I obeyed. Got me holding all the shame while it backs out the frame. And I hear him in the cool of the day, calling my name, and for the first time ever, I don't answer the same. Sweet on the tongue, sweet on the tongue. Tell me what I'm missing till the missing's all I want. One bite and the whole thing's done. Serpent on my shoulder, got a serpent tongue. Footsteps, the gate behind me. The garden's getting smaller.
Yeah, that I love the chorus, but I also like the some of the rephrasing that you did. Like part of the chorus was like, tell me what I'm missing till what I'm missing is all I want.
Is all that I want. You know what's funny is that I had just got done watching Dewey Cox.
Of course.
when I was putting that together, right?
Uh-huh.
And you remember the scene in the movie where he barges into the bathroom and they're all in there doing drugs, and he's like, "You don't want none of this, Dewey." He's like, "Oh no, I kind of do." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like you don't know what you're missing until people are telling you what it is that you're missing.
right.
Right. And if you sit and think about it, man, like social media, Facebook, it's all people throwing it in your face. Look at me, look at me,
Yeah.
So
Oh, I know it. Trust me, I'm way too familiar from back when everything was hitting me all at once from all sides. So I get it. But I think it was genius, like storytelling and lyricism when it came to certain parts of like the chorus here and there. And beautiful, beautiful. Now, before we get to this next one, which is East of Eden, would you like to still go with that one, or do you want to go to First Blood only because we are sort of kind of running out of time a little bit?
Let's see if we can run East of Eden and First Blood, because I would say out of the first five, like I like East of Eden, I like the hook, I like how it plays, but First Blood is arguably one of my favorites next to Genesis.
Same. That's kind of why I asked you, because out of between East of Eden and First Blood, I prefer First Blood, but I understand also why you like East of Eden. So we'll get to that one now, and then small talk, and we'll get to First Blood.
Yep.
They closed it behind me. Didn't even slam, just closed. East, they told me go east, and they told me how far. Just the road and the dust and the cold and the scars. I keep looking in the mirror at the back of the car, at the gate getting small like a dying little star. I could knock, but I know there's a blade on the door, and the man that I was was. He don't live here no more. Used to walk in the cool, used to talk to the sky. Now I flinch when it thunders. Now I learned how to hide. There's a sweat on my work and a thorn in my field. Every good thing I grow gonna cost what it yields. And I trade all this knowing just to not know again. Cause the worst part of leaving is remembering the end. East of Eden, no way back, no way back. Built a life on a road that the garden never had. Every mile that I drive, I can feel the warmth crack. East of Eden, and there's no way back. Now the nights got long and the love gotta wait. Cause we know what we cost and we know what we ate. She don't look at me the same, I don't look at her clean. We're just two exiles splitting up the in-between. Had a son, had another, raised them out in the cold. Tried to teach them about eating like a story gets told. But you can't give your kids a home you threw away. So they grow up with a hunger that I can't explain. And I lay in the dark and I count what I lost. And then no one's still here and it never was worth the cost. There's a fire at the gate and it burns either way. Keeping me out, keeping something on me in the stay. East of Eden, no way back, no way back. Built a life on a road that the garden never had. Every mile that I drive, I can feel the warmth crack. East of Eden, and there's no way back. Two boys in the field tonight. One brings wheat, one brings blood.
Oh man, that segue towards the end, it killed me. What are your thoughts on why that is one of like arguably your favorite ones? Hello. I don't know if well, I know you're
No,
still.
I'm sorry, I forgot to unmute.
Okay.
Man, arguably is because of how it's able to take my voice and make me sing and on key, the whole 9 yards. I mean, obviously, you know, the lyrics, the hook is nice, but it's mostly me, right?
Gotcha.
And that's why it's one of my favorite.
Yeah, I noticed that too, and I noticed that you kept the vocals for the choruses or the the bridges like really really small and short and sweet and to the point. And yeah, I do appreciate that it is like 90% you on that one. And obviously the chorus very well written, very well delivered. So, all right. That being said, we'll get to this last one. First Blood.
He always made it look easy. I never could.
Very memorable chorus.
Same blood, same house, same dirt on the same floor. But he walks like he's chosen and I work like I'm poor. I bring everything I grew, every callus, every row. And it's like the sky looked down and just told me no. But my brother lifted his hands and the heavens leaned in like the favor was a coin and it never landed me. And I'm not even mad at the sky, I'm mad at him for the way that the light seemed to find where we been. Jealousy's a slow burn, it don't blow like a fire. It just sits in your chest and it quietly climbs higher. And a voice said, be careful, it's crouching at your door. I said, I heard you the first time, and I picked up more. First blood, soaking in the ground, in the dirt. Know my name, now the dirt make a sound. What I did, can't undo it now. First blood on my hands, and it's screaming from the ground. Now the field's too quiet, now the wheat's too still. And I'm holding both our futures, and they spilling down the hill. And the voice came back, asking where my brother at, like it didn't already know. Like it gave me that. Said his blood in the soil gonna talk, gonna swallow up your harvest, gonna curse where you walk. So he put a mark on me so the world let me live. And the kindest thing he gave me is the worst thing to give. First blood, soaking in the ground, in the dirt. Know my name, now the dirt make a sound. What I did, can't undo it now. First blood on my hands and it's screaming from the ground. So I walk east again, always east. And everybody sees it on my face.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me see. I'll pause this real quick. So, yeah, memorable. Chorus and hook. The whole choir sound, I think, was like the right touch for that specific track. Um, and those small shifts in your voice within some of your verses that changed from your voice to slightly like a more like a harmonized version of your voice is also a nice touch. But yeah, go ahead and
That was
say your 2 cents.
blending with the EQ, some auto tune in there to get the voice to do what it's got to do.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of that one is all my vocal, just pitched. You know,
Gotcha.
that's probably why I like it the most.
Gotcha.
With some filters over top of it to get the sound that it's throwing out.
Okay. All right. Any final thoughts collectively of so far of the songs that you've put out up until this point? If you had to pick the very, very favorite one and the least favorite one, which would those two be?
If I'm being honest with you, like I've been listening to the entire album on repeat from beginning to end, and the one song that I typically hit rewind on the most is Genesis. So that one by far is my favorite. I spent the most time on the lyrics for that one. And I spent the most time tweaking the vocals on it as well. So
By Genesis, you mean like Let There Be?
no,
Okay. I think. Well, hold on.
it's a hidden track underneath Egypt.
Okay. Sly Dog. But that's not fair, man. That one's not even out to the public yet.
No. So that one would drop on the 9th. If you want, we can do this again because by then, I'm sorry, that one will drop on the 26th at 9 p.m. We can do this again for the next 5 songs that same night, leading up to 9 p.m. And everybody can listen to it all at the same time at 9.
That sounds good to me. That sounds like a plan to me. And I'm sure everybody who was here, for the most part, they would agree. They're like night owls anyway, so they won't have an issue with that. Okay, that sounds good. For me personally, so far, from the ones that you've released and I've heard, the ones that I put on repeat the most is probably Dust and Breath and First Blood. Is between those two that I typically put on repeat. But it's because I already said it earlier. I'm a hopeless romantic type, so I love romantic song and like music. But I
Yeah.
also like the storytelling of First Blood was really really nice. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Any final words to the viewers before we close out the interview and let you back to your nest?
No, man. I appreciate you letting me come on here. You showing it to your peoples, the music. I appreciate the love. And
Always.
and yeah, this is kind of a little passion project of mine, and I got a lot more other projects that I'm working on that are non-music related, but they take time to get there. And you know how I work, man. I'm burning the candles at both ends. Well, these last 3 weeks, I've been taking an online course. Finally took my test today. Hopefully, I passed it. And yeah, so it's been working all day long, taking my online courses, and then fitting in all the other extra stuff in between. That's where I feel, AI kind of shines. It allows me to do more with the limited amount of time that we have available.
Yep. That's I agree 1,000%. The time is near. The days are getting cut shorter. So, you know, what better way to bless others and do God's will using the tools that are placed in our lap, basically, to our advantage and make the most and best of time while we're still here, able to, do what God sent us to do. So, this album is a testament to that, and I think you're going the right way about using AI to some degree to finish these projects and push what's in here and in here out there. So,
You know,
bro,
and at the end of the day, man, hopefully people like it. Hopefully people share it. But if they don't, it's something that I'm listening to.
correct.
You
Same
know,
here.
in my car. I thoroughly like it. I enjoy it. And at the end of the day, I made this more for me than the rest of the world. So
Yep. And at the end of the day, that's all that truly matters. Like, if people, well, when people come across it and they end up liking it and loving it as much as you do, it's a plus. It's like a cherry
right,
on top type of
yeah.
deal. But the cake itself is you being proud of the work you put into it and you being happy with how it sounds and the fact that you put it together the way you did and that you're happy about it. So
I
that's
will say
that's important.
I will say one more thing. Like I know it's I know it's good because my wife is my biggest hater.
I love this part. Go ahead.
Right? She's my biggest hater, and when she says, "You know what? That's actually not bad," I know I'm onto something.
That's the true test right there. Is present your word to your biggest hater, and if even they're like, you know what, I actually like how it came out.
Yeah.
That's when you know you've won.
Right.
It's not so bad. Yeah, yeah. All right.
She's heard my old stuff and she can't stand it, but this one she's like, you know what? That's actually pretty good.
As long as you remind her, as long as you know that this is 90% me, and you still say that, then it's all good.
Right. All right.
Oh.
Now I've gotta listen to more music and start writing more. Because I mean, literally, it's just taking parts that I've written for other songs, for other tracks, and just posting them and taking what sounds good, what rhymes good with each other, and to put this all together. You know.
Awesome, awesome. That's even more exciting to hear. The fact that you're having to or wanting to like take and pick bits and pieces of your work from other works and be like, this fits over here now, and make something even better out of it. It's just phenomenal. Awesome, bro. Awesome.
Hindsight is my handwriting is pretty garbage. On my notes from back in the day, trying to figure out what was I trying to say there. Oh, that's right.
And who knows if some of this is any of the words that you broke down is like something a different word altogether. You're like, yeah, I really meant to say this instead.
Right.
Oh man. But yeah, man, great work, and we can't wait to hear the rest of it once you keep releasing all the other tracks in those 6 hour intervals throughout the coming days, and then can't wait to hear that hidden track, um, which now you got me all like anxious because I wasn't even expecting that until you mentioned it. So
I mean, the album's called Genesis, right? I'm not gonna have a song called Genesis on it.
true, 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 true. Yeah, I guess in hindsight, I didn't really think about that part myself. That's fair. That's fair. All right, brother man. Now I will let you go because I know I don't want to keep you like longer than
Yeah, she already
Uh,
poked her head in the door.
yeah,
Hey man, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on. God bless and keep doing you.
thank you, brother. Appreciate that. God bless you too. God bless the family. Tell myself what's up, and I'll have you on in a few days. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'll like put one more track before I close out the stream, and then we're golden. All right.
Peace.
Peace. All right. So I'm gonna put. Let's see which one. Let's put dust and breath. One more time, just because. Why not? Let me just boom.
You're not. Yeah.
To close out on a good note.
You ever feel like somebody changed your whole world?
I know I have.
Just by standing next to you.
Still have the pictures on my phone of said moment.
Warm air moving through the trees tonight. Stars hanging low, everything feel right. I've been walking through the silence all my life. Then your hand touched mine and something came alive. Now the rivers sound different when you speak, and the sunrise hit my skin differently. I've been staring at the sky, searching for peace. Then somehow your soul found mine in the deep. Maybe we were written somewhere in the stars. Two lost pieces, finding out who we are. Dust and breath, nothing more, nothing less. Still somehow you make this whole world feel infinite. Late night skies, light reflecting in your eyes. Girl, you make the silence feel alive tonight. Dust and breath, skin and soul against my chest. If tomorrow changes everything, tonight we still exist. Soft winds dancing through the night air. Every time you laugh, it feel like light there. And I know forever probably not fair, but right now I don't see nothing I should fear. No shame, no fear, no darkness underneath. Just two souls learning what it means to breathe in the world so quiet, laying next to me like the stars themselves, listening while we dream. If tomorrow brings a storm we can't escape, tonight let's stay inside this moment while it's safe. Dust and breath, nothing more, nothing less. Still somehow you make this whole world feel infinite. Late night skies, light reflecting in your eyes. Girl, you make the silence feel alive tonight. Dust and breath, skin and soul against my chest. If tomorrow changes everything, tonight we still exist. Everything felt untouched.
All right. Well then, with that being said, I'm gonna leave you all on that high note right there. All right, and close us out on a good note here, positive note. God bless every single one of you guys. Typically, we talk about serious stuff, real world events, anything biblical, faith based or related or gospel related. And this is no different. This album is called Genesis for a reason. If anyone is, wanting to dip their toes with this album and check out the tracks, please go do so. I'm going to put the link to not just this song, but the channel itself. Like once you view the song on the channel, you'll be able to see the rest of the songs that he's put out there. Yeah. Later to you too, Cons. Thanks for being here, bro. I appreciate that. As always, we're not asking for anything specific other than checking it out, giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and sharing the song forward with your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, all that good stuff. It helps out him and it helps us out as well indirectly. And God bless every single one of y'all. And until next time, as always, This is JDQ. Well, JD, not so much. Just Q, moving forward. This is Q with Vision Eye View TV on YouTube and all the different platforms. All right. Till next time, God bless and peace out.